Charles is coming to town. Woo! All right. Let's get this party started. Okay, can I actually... Okay, how am I going to do this? Oh yeah, that can work, right? Yeah, ho ho ho. Ho ho ho. Ho ho ho. All right. Ho 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 down. Someone's already made that joke, I imagine. Hola. How are you? I spat on my screen. Sorry, I spat on my screen to make the joke. Hang on a minute. Sorry, be right back. Be right back. Anyway, right. This won't take long. Loose spit. That's a bit of a pest, isn't it? All right. Okay. Just gently does it. This is a good quality screen, this is. Okay, there we go. There we go. That's better. Right. Anyway, I've got to quickly ask, how do you do a Charlie impression from Smiling Friends? Yeah. I've noticed about Charlie is that Charlie is voiced by Zach Hadel, and from what I know about the guy, he has a very nasally kind of voice. In that, I've noticed that whenever he's, his normal voice, Zach Hadel is also quite known for his growling voices he does, and as well as his dinosaur screams. He's quite over that. But whenever he's just talking normally, being himself, he's got a very nasally kind of voice. So when you talk, you don't really speak through the nose. You're speaking mainly through the mouth, as if you've got a cold. And then I guess you just put on this American accent where he's from. You just got the right pitch, man. And then just speak from there, man. I mean, if you get Charlie, you pretty much got Zach Hadel in a nutshell, man. Then you just keep talking about there's Pim tried to show me this alien on screen. I don't think it was that amusing, but he insisted there was a bit where the alien did a little twist around during the dance. I only just stuck around just because Pim told me so. I could have left, like, get a snack or something, but Pim insisted I just sit around. Yeah, so the stuff happens, man. It happens. That's how I do a Charlie voice impression. I'm about to have a burger and soda. Yes. What kind of burger, huh? Okay, I've probably told you this before, but my choice for burgers would be venison burgers. Can you conceive of that? Here at Inverness, there are literally places you can find where people can make venison burgers. The advent calendar has been awesome. Thank you. Glad for the feedback. Double A's been contribution with much of the visuals there. Alan is still practicing his piano. All right. I see what you're doing there. I'm collaborating with someone. What kind of a burger are you having? My choice for burger is venison burger because if you get the chance, venison. It's not only a red meat like beef, but venison is low in fat, high in nutrition. Like why wouldn't you want that? It's excellent to have. Right now here in Inverness, there's a burger stand. There's an option you can have of having a venison and haggis burger with fried onions. Nom, 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 nom. Oh, body stuff, lads. Body stuff! Yes. That's the kind of burger that I'd love to have. Woo! And that's the kind of burger that you should be having too. It's a cheeseburger.
very peculiar way cheeseburger is pronounced, including with the chance of people. Cheeseburger. Cheeseburger. All right, fair enough, fair enough. Is there anything in it? Like relish? You gotta relish the burger? You relish the relish covered burger? I know that was a cheesy pun, but hey-oh. Can't we all just agree to get along already? Sweet dreams are made of cheese. Who am I to disagree? Travel the world in the cheddar cheese. Everybody's looking for Stilton. I will relish eating it. Excellent. Glad to hear, mate. Glad to hear. Glad that you're gonna relish. Say it with me, everybody. We've got to have burgers. Am I the only one who thinks that Bill Hader would be fitting for Alan? I think you asked me that question before. I keep forgetting who Bill Hader is. Bill Hader. Who's Bill Hader again? Hold on a minute.
Who's Bill Hader? Bill Hader. Who's Bill Hader?
Oh, no, a comedy actor who was, let's see, where was he in again? The film, where's the filmography? Okay, he was in Superman, forget his name. Oh yeah, he was, yes, it's just what I mentioned, Claudio John Meatball. Yes, he was, Flint Lockwood and Claudio the Child of Meatballs. He was Fear in Inside Out. If he puts on the low energy kind of voice, he could do the role quite well, I'd say. Netflix bought Warner Brothers. Aha! I'm glad you brought that up, Double A. That is one of the first topics I wanted to bring up in this live stream. It's apparently word has been going around that Warner Brothers has not been doing so good with their the movies that they've been making. Oh, sure, people liked films like Superman enough. But let's be honest here. The money that was brought back from Superman, and as well as the Minecraft movie, it wasn't enough to save the studio from being threatened by being purchased by Netflix. So now that Netflix is presumably either purchasing or already purchased it. Sorry, there's something else that's on my mind, but sorry, it's hard for me to concentrate on several things at once. Anyway, so Netflix is said to be purchasing Warner Brothers, and apparently people have been saying, right, we need to defend physical media, and Paramount seems to be entering the scene to compete for who's going to own what and whatnot. And Paramount is one of the few film studios that has consistently made some genuinely good movies in these recent years. So a lot of people have been saying Paramount needs to beat Netflix at this kind of game. Obviously, Warner Brothers, Netflix, and Paramount have all made some great stuff, don't get me wrong. It's just that the way Netflix is run, Netflix is notorious for making a lot of corporatized, easy slop content, which is obviously lesser, and people want less of the lesser, if you get what I mean. Whereas Paramount has been making the actual entertainment we want. So people have been pining for Paramount to win in this regard. Yeah, it's all coming together. Oh yeah, it's all coming together. Just another bit of news. I just got word from a good friend of good family member of mine, fellow Tolkien lore lovers. You're gonna love this. Yes, the Lord of the Rings extended editions are returning to cinemas in January 2026 for the 25th anniversary of the Fellowship of the Ring, with screenings of the other movies coming respectively. While specific View Inverness listings aren't out yet, it's early December 2025. You should access the View Inverness website. Look, the point I'm trying to make here with this is, if I get the chance to see Lord of the Rings extended editions in cinemas, yes! Right. So, extended editions, everybody's happy. The war between the war of the studios, ongoing stuff. All right, so other news. It was 2 days ago that Dick Van Dyke has been celebrating his 100th birthday. He was 99, and people have been quite impressed with how. Wait a minute, there's something about. Sorry, I'm noticing something on StreamYard. Sorry. Anyway, oh, it's gone back to that. Oh, sorry. There's been this update on StreamYard that I still need to get used to. Anyway, random question: have you seen BoJack Horseman? What do you think? I've yet to see any episode of BoJack Horseman, but I've heard it's really good. Anyway, okay, so this is the part where I present something. So I want to present that, and then I share that. Yeah, I still need to get used to that. Right. So. Oh, for goodness sakes. Ads, or stupid ads. This fella right here, Dick Van Dyke. Mary Poppins! He's got the Mary Poppins cane. Jim Jiminy, Jim, Jimmy. As sweep is as lucky can be. So Dick Van Dyke's turned 100, and this is catching my attention because I'm obviously very much into my healthcare and stuff like that. In fact, I just went for a gym workout earlier today. I always go gym workouts at least once a week, and obviously, you know me as being a marathon man. I managed to do the Loch Ness Marathon twice, which reminds me I need to look into other marathons. But basically, I'm very fascinated by how Dick Van Dyke's turned 100, and basically. Apparently, the key to his longevity was mainly his sheer optimism in life, and the fact that have you seen him dance? He could dance well, even at his old age. He's an impressive dancer, and dancing is really good for your health because it really helps get the joints moving and get the sense of rhythm and get the sense of what's the bodily atomical. I guess I'll just call it atomical stuff for flowing. It gets the heartbeat racing, the blood flowing. You know, it keeps you young, keeps you healthy. Because when it comes to aging, like the more you actively move yourself, the less likely that your body will age. In fact, the more you move, the less you age. That's basically how basic biology works. So he's an expert dancer. So. You'll know him as from Mary Poppins, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, or you'll know him as the villain in Night at the Museum. He made a cameo in Mary Poppins Returns and a number of other movies. According to this article, he says that in order to live a long life, you need to let go of anger and hate. Let's see, where did it say that? According to Van Dyke, he has never really able to work up a feeling of hate and attributes reaching 99 to his brighter outlook. I've always thought that anger is one thing that eats up a person's insight, and hate, he told, right? On the 13th of December, his birth, said in a new interview he had successfully avoided anger and hate throughout his life, which is one of the chief things that kept me going. Yeah, I mean, obviously we all get angry from time to time, but I think it's healthy to realize, there's a difference between anger and just outright hatred. Let's see. Anger is one thing that eats up a person's. Anger can be used constructively. It's just that anger in excess can obviously be pretty destructive. And hate, we've got no time for that. We have got no time for that. So he's recently published a book about how he's lived all the way up to the age of 100. The actor also starred in a Coldplay music video last year. Awesome. Nice. He's been in the Dick Van Dyke Show, and a friend of mine showed me a clip where a co-star managed to unintentionally nail this snooker thing, one of those happy things that was just meant to be. All right. Gotta head out. Hope you have a fab day. And I hope you have a fabulous day as well. A fabtastic day, as they say. So I'd be very curious to read Dick Van Dyke's book and learn a thing or two about possibly becoming a century old. I'm going to be honest. I do have close ones who have been known to have heart problems, but I know that a good way to get around this is to eat stuff like walnuts. Walnuts are very good for your heart, and they say that 2 walnuts every day keeps the cancer away. So I make a rule of thumb to do the following: drink something first. Apparently, the Japanese drink warm water half hour before eating their breakfast, from what I understand. I admittedly need to work on that, but regardless, I do make it a rule of thumb to just drink first, then have my cereal, then I'll put 2 walnuts inside my gob, and that's a good way to get started. 2 walnuts a day, it keeps the heart healthy, it keeps the cancer away. I'm very knowledgeable in the ways of nutrition. So the kind of stuff I prioritize is that whenever I'm drinking stuff, like I either drink like a cold water or maybe some warm water. My choice for tea would be herbal, and deliberately put ginger and turmeric in there. If I'm drinking alcohol, my choice would be red wine, because red wine is good for your blood and it's good for the heart. There's even a Bible verse that literally says that red wine is good for helping the stomach to relax. So yeah, anything that can open up the blood veins, anything that can get the heart pumping, and as well as any kind of activity that will, get your circulation going, like dancing with Dick Van Dyke, this guy here. All that will lead to a healthy, happy life. That and an optimistic outlook. And if you ever get angry, try not to beat yourself up over it, or anybody else excessively, I would imagine. So anyway, now that we've covered Dick Van Dyke's 100th birthday, okay, so let's go a little list here, right? Okay, so covered that. We covered Lord of the Rings. Yeah, boy. All right, another topic I want to cover is the studio who are well known for creating Neon Genesis Evangelion has sadly closed down. Man, what a legacy to leave behind, right? You make one of the most influential TV shows in all of history. I don't exactly know the entire history behind it. All I know is that this great studio that's made this monumental contribution to animation history has shut down. We're all sad to see it depart, but you know what? In times like this, you got to remember that catchphrase from The Dark Knight. You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. So, speaking of Japan, I wanted to bring something else up. Various topics regarding the very pressing matter of artificial intelligence. I've heard the story lately that in Japan, due to the uprising of AI and the threat that poses to genuine creative talent, because with AI, there's that threat of the lack of authenticity, because, hey, you could just use AI to make a shortcut to get to what you want. But Japan is having none of that, and rightly so. I've been hearing the story in Japan that for the arts industries, to my knowledge, the animation industry, Japanese officials will set up exams where they place their upcoming employees and students and future hired animators, so on and so forth, to draw something right there on the spot without any technological input. No AI input, none of that. Just draw something right here, right now. Do it. Go. And obviously, I would imagine there's a pressure for time. That kind of test is brilliant because it encourages future animators to stop being so superficial. Just get them to be authentic. Not to mention the animation industry. Japan has a pretty hard industry with tough living conditions, with low pay, just purely dedicated to just sitting there, hunched down, just drawing intricately, frame by frame, and yeah, it's a pretty disciplined art form. People kind of dismiss it as a lesser form, but no, animation is literally making one piece of art after another, after another, after another, after another, all in sequence. So I'm grateful that Japan's taking these extents to see to it that the craft just remains authentic. And pretty interesting, because there'll be people who say, hey, I can make some new talent. Oh, I don't have to go through the shortcut. But then if they were to be put on the spot, they'll go, and obviously that's going to lead to silly stuff, right? Hold on, I'm just noticing something else. I just seen this clip on Instagram with Steve Backshall showing off this very stupid attempt at imitating a night cam. It's gotten impeccably good, he's saying, which is all the more reason for us to trace it at its source, trace it at its roots, pluck it out from the root, as it were. Let's see. I saved the actual article itself. Here we go. Japanese game studio. Okay, I need to correct myself. Although I'm hoping that all of Japan adheres to this specifically. I hope Japanese animation studios do this. But according to this article on Hubity, it says this: Japanese game studio requires applicants to draw in front of them to prove no AI use. A mid-sized Japanese game studio has added a new hiring step that requires art applicants to draw live during the interview, so the team can confirm these portfolios weren't created with generative AI. The change comes after the studio discovered some hires that submitted AI-generated work they couldn't actually reproduce on the job. If you can't reproduce it on the job, then why do it, you morons? The studio's chief graphic designer says the test is a hassle, but necessary now that AI art is so hard to spot. They also notice growing industry interest in the approach, even as some managers argue that the company should consider embracing AI tools instead. Right, sure, in your wildest dreams, in your wildest dreams. It is human creators who can create compelling characters and graphics from scratch. That's why I've been telling my superiors that we should hire talented people. Anonymous chief graphic designer. That's good. That is very, very good. I'm glad that they're using that to stop very ingenuous uses of AI. There is a time and a place for AI, but using AI for creative shortcuts, that's not good. There's a reason why people have been stopping people who use AI to get into art tournaments. No. Art needs to be genuine. Art needs to be authentic. If you're going to use AI, you use it as a tool, not a crutch. That's my key word when it comes to AI. I've heard that AI has been used for good in various other places and various other fields, but it needs to be used in context and with discernment. Using AI to make art of the capacity that Japan demands, no, that's not good. That's not good. Speaking of AI, I've been hearing that the Disney company is planning to go all on board with using Sora AI for their future animated content. As if the Walt Disney Company wasn't already getting corporatized enough as it is, they're just outright saying, hey, we openly admit we want to take the lazy approach. We're not the innovators anymore. You know, we're not the creative innovators that you've loved all throughout your childhood and aspired to become. No, no, no. We're just going to be lazy corporate slop. That's what we stand for now. Crimea River. This is just, they should be ashamed of themselves. They should be absolutely ashamed of themselves. So that covers that. Next topic. Want to talk about some lesser quality stuff whilst it's on that topic. Supergirl. So the Supergirl trailer recently dropped, and it's something. For better or for worse. Supergirl has caused a significant amount of dislikes. Not that many dislikes when you compare it to stuff like, say, Snow White movie, Rachel Zegler's Snow White movie, but still, the general feedback from people regarding the Supergirl movie, at least so far, is that given the tone and the use of overused and tired cliches, such as the use of a cynical, questionable girl boss as the supposed superhero, as opposed to some kind of anti-hero, which she really should be given the concept of the trailer. The sense of inconsistency in the fact that she has the power to fly through space without suffocating, and yet she chooses to choose this broken down retro bus spaceship to get through space. It just looks like corporate slop, and a friend of mine told me that even though he did like James Gunn's Superman by James Gunn, my friend told me he's not really looking forward to the Supergirl movie. The only thing he's actually looking forward to in this movie is Jason Momoa as Lobo. But that's pretty much it. This movie just looks forgettable, and it doesn't look fun, basically. Yeah, Supergirl's gonna flop, I'm afraid. So that covers that topic. The next topic we want to bring up. There was something else. Oh yes. Let's move on to something a bit more uplift. Oh wait, no, wait, we should. All right, just one other negative thing to get out of the way. Right. So I've been hearing for some time that there was to be this animated adaptation of George Orwell's Animal Farm, made by Andy Serkis. I love Andy Serkis. Andy Serkis is a great actor and great filmmaker when he knows what he's doing. And recently, he's contributed his acting talents to the brilliant game called Clear Obscure Expedition 33, where he's one of the main antagonists of the game. Just absolutely amazing contributor to the creative industries. So the things I'm about to say, I've got nothing against Andy Serkis. He's a great guy. I just wanted to bring that up because, oh boy, this adaptation of Animal Farm, which has been brought over into the beloved Angel Studios. Ah, man, I was so looking forward to it. And then I watched the trailer, and then I noticed the tone, and I thought, oh no, oh no, oh no, they got it all wrong. It's like what Christopher Walken said in that one movie. Oh no, you got it all wrong. You got the wrong tone. Now, whether or not the Animal Farm movie is going to have its face stabbed by a soldering iron, that remains to be seen. But the point is, this Animal Farm adaptation, it's oh my days, it's got the wrong tone. And there was a previous adaptation with its ending changed to suit government propaganda, which is ironic because George Orwell was always questioning the government. How come is it that governmental propaganda seems to be a more authentic representation of George Orwell's Animal Farm than this overly friendly corporate slop that is somehow within the grasp of Angel Studios and featuring Seth Rogen? It's oh my days. Oh my days. I mean, what were they thinking? What were they thinking? Animal Farm is not as friendly as it sounds. It's deliberately made to sound like that, from what I understand. Animal Farm is this it's fable that was meant to be, from what I understand, this allegory warning us about communism and the damage that it does, and warning us that leaders who we think are in the right can turn out to be just as worse as the ones who came before. Animal Farm features the animals suffering from the abuse of a drunken farmer, and they eventually take him over, and there's all this inner conflict within the farm as to who's going to be in charge and how they're going to run the farm. And there's a scene where this Snowbell pig basically questions the authority of this one other pig who eventually rises to power. One of the things he does to rise to power is convince his dogs to chase after the Snowbell pig and just eat him alive. Like, yikes! It's pretty gruesome stuff for a book that's called Animal Farm. And they keep putting messages up on the walls, and then the pig starts to grow to so much power that he becomes what's the word? Incomparable. Was it incomparable? He becomes incomparable to humans. So when this pig reaches power, he writes a message on the wall, and it's one of George Orwell's most brilliantly witty things he's ever written. The message says, all animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others. I love that. I love that quote. It's deliberately paradoxical, and it's just a way of taking the mask off these hypocritical kind of rulers, especially, and that phrase has only aged like fine wine. To this day, there are authorities and other kinds of people out there who claim to be fighting for equality, but in reality, they still have the presupposed mindset that certain groups of people are lesser compared to other groups of people, rather than everyone being actually equal. It's just such a brilliant quote. And the point I'm trying to make here is that Animal Farm is a deliberately dark and mature story in order to get its message across. And this recent adaptation of Animal Farm has gotten the tone completely wrong. I mean, unless they're trying to subvert our expectations or something, but people know George Orwell. They're not morons. They're all the wiser for knowing what George Orwell's all about. So just seeing this cautionary tale just be reduced down to typical kid-friendly corporate slop, it's kind of an insult to the source material and its intentions. It's just such a shame that it's come down to that. Man, I was looking forward to the Animal Farm adaptation, but it's just going to turn out to be just corporate slop. Man alive, what were they thinking? What were they thinking? But there is some good news. But in order to do that, I just need to, because it's tough for me to concentrate on multiple things at once. Right. so, someone sent me something really funny. Okay, you guys gotta read this. Okay, it says, "Great Christmas movie should have an elderly white bearded man, elves with gifts, snow, evergreen trees, singing with friends, and selfless love. That's why the best Christmas movie of all time is the Lord of the Rings trilogy." I'm gonna respond back to that immediately. I'm gonna say he's putting. I think I put that in bios. I can't argue with that. I can't argue about. Love it, love it. Anyway, now that I'm in a better mood, let's talk about passion projects. I've noticed that there's this upcoming movie called Iron Lung. It's typically on the internet, you'll see plenty of passionate fans make fan-made movies to their favorite video games, or their favorite franchises in general. And lately, there's something very surprising about this specific adaptation. I mean, not only was I surprised to see that a fan-made movie was going to feature the one and only Marky Moo himself, Markiplier, but I'm also quite surprised to hear that Iron Lung is actually getting a cinematic theatrical release. What? Holy moly. Apparently, when Markiplier got the chance to play the indie game Iron Lung on his channel, apparently he thought it would make for a really good movie. So I guess there he is, teaming up with other filmmakers to make the adaptation of Iron Lung that he's wanted to make. Markiplier is inserting himself as the main protagonist who gets in that submarine to experience all the horrors himself. I think he's got enough experience with theatrical acting at this point to make the role convincing. So yeah, I wish him all the best with that. I look forward to seeing this Iron Lung movie when I get the chance. So that's pretty exciting stuff. Really good, really exciting. That's that. I suppose now that that's out of the way, I think it's time to go to the extensive topic of the Game Awards. Oh boy, what a night it's been. I was intending to upload a video of myself and my friends reacting to the event, but unfortunately, I accidentally recorded it without my own audio being on. So, yeah, my bad. I shall overcome my ignorance and let's just give me a moment whilst I get the Game Awards video up so that I can talk to you bit by bit after what happened. Here it is. Oh, for goodness sakes, the same ad again. This is why the Naked Gun made fun of ads. Naked Gun movie. Right. Okay, right. That should probably do the trick. Okay, so right. So I've got it on mute. So I'm just going to go over significant parts, one bit at a time, just to give you guys my thoughts on the whole thing. To start off with, there was this indie game called The Free Shepherd. This is catching my interest. It's not going to release until 2027, but as you can see here. But apparently, you play as a sheepdog, and you herd all these sheep, and it's a very fantastical kind of land, and it looks interesting. It's kind of a merge of Shadow of the Colossus and if it was, but with shepherding stuff, and the landscapes reminding me of my own home turf. So yeah, I'd be very keen to play that if and when I get the chance. All right, so Donkey Kong Bonanza won for Best Family Game, and rightfully so. From what I understand, Donkey Kong Bonanza is the best Nintendo Switch game, the best Nintendo Switch 2 game so far. I mean, it was advertised during Nintendo's initial adverts for the console, but in retrospect, they should have put more effort into focusing on Donkey Kong Bonanza as opposed to Mario Kart World. I know that up until recently, the Mario Kart franchise has always been more popular than Donkey Kong's 3D outing. So it makes sense given the immense success of Mario Kart 8 being one of the greatest selling games of all time, specifically the deluxe version for the Nintendo Switch. It makes perfect sense that they think this more ambitious Mario Kart game is bound to bring people in by the dozen. And look, it's from what I understand, it's not that Mario Kart World is a bad game. Far from it. It's just disappointing compared to what it was hyped up to be. The open world is a fun gimmick, but it's never really fully utilized, from what I understand. And certain parts of the games tend to get dragged out, whereas with Mario Kart, it was more straight to the point. I know there can be this charm to driving in these large open segments, kind of like Mad Max Fury Road or the Blues Brothers or something. But from what I understand, it just doesn't really translate all that well with the straightforward tracks if there's not much going on. Yeah, sure, there's all the items throwing about and stuff like that, but maybe they added more on those straightforward bits. Probably would have been better, well received. And not to mention, I think one of their worst parts of Mario Kart World is that they had this roulette system just to unlock specific branches of characters, which is, yeah, that is absolute baloney and needs to be called out. But apart from that, from what I understand, Mario Kart World does seem to be like a fun enough game. Just not the best Mario Kart game that it was hyped up to be. I think the title for best Mario Kart game it's still Mario Kart 8. Mario Kart 8 is still the best Mario Kart game, and it really is an incredible game. So Donkey Kong Bonanza has a lot more going for it. It's managed to exceed people's expectations, apparently even including that of Nintendo themselves. I think it's pretty telling that Donkey Kong Bonanza won Best Family Game as opposed to Mario Kart World. And companies like Nintendo are praised for their innovation. That's why people love these kind of companies growing up. And it's apparent that in Donkey Kong Bonanza, that's where all the genius creative innovation was actually poured into. Because Donkey Kong gets to wreck almost literally everything in the game. And so it kind of like Minecraft, but for a platformer game, which is immense, especially for a hardware that you can just take with you on the go, with the kind of graphical capacity that it has, with the power of like a PlayStation 5. It is pretty immense. But I think what also makes it excel is the emotional core of Donkey Kong's relationship with young Pauline. I think that's what really excelled the game. So, yeah, I'm glad that Donkey Kong Bonanza won for Best Family Game. I really want to play it at some point. So, there were other games being showed off. This is cool looking game. Ads! Right, so that was there. So, oh, yes, there was that. Let me just get straight to the bits that were actually catching my attention. Let's see, esports. Okay. Oh yeah, Pragmata. I was looking at this game and the way the overall visual aesthetics, the way it's paced, it's reminding me of Stellar Blade. Actually, I'd be very keen to play this if I get the chance. I'd be very keen to play Pragmata. Apparently, it's on the PlayStation 5 and. Seems like an interesting enough premise. This guy in a spaceship teams up with a little girl android. Okay, it's on Steam. It's on PS5. Okay, I was just double checking that. Right. Let's see. Best mobile game. Yeah, that one. The Tank Rat game. Best independent game. It was Hollow Knight Silk Song. People have been loving Hollow Knight Silk Song. Yes. Here's the thing I wanted to bring up with this video. Clair Obscur Expedition 33. You know, that quirky French game I've been playing on this channel? That game has just absolutely dominated the Game Awards that night. And man alive, it's the fact that from what I understand, someone literally made a prophecy of something like this happening. And man, Sandfall Interactive, the people who made Clair Obscur Expedition 33, they literally were former Ubisoft former Ubisoft members who were getting sick and tired of the hypocritical corporate slop standards of Ubisoft and how tiresome it was getting. It's become a place where creativity goes to die. So they've left so that they could focus on someone's dream game, which was Clair Obscur Expedition 33. It was a comparatively small team that gradually increased, and they had enough budget money to get some other professionals on board. And because there was actual passion and energy put into it, because they cared about the gamers, unlike Ubisoft, they have just dominated the Game Awards, and they have absolutely earned it. They won for Best Independent Game, they won for Music, they won for Art Design, they won for Narrative, and of course, they won Game of the Year. Even Hideo Kojima adored Clair Obscur Expedition 33. And Ubisoft must be kicking themselves in the heels right now, just thinking, what did we do wrong? I mean, I hope Ubisoft, sadly, I don't think this is going to happen, but I hope Ubisoft learns where they went wrong and starts to reconcile with their fans, because the competition is on. And the fact that Clair Obscur Expedition 33 won, it's a victory for indie games. It's a victory for AA games. It's a victory for the gamers, a victory against corporate slop. And Ubisoft really needs to stop making corporate slop if they want to get back into the gamers' hearts. Let me put it this way. There's a reason why a YouTuber named Mauler dedicated a literally 17.5 hour. Okay, let me repeat that. There's a reason why a YouTuber named Mauler made a video criticizing Star Wars Outlaws, an Ubisoft game, which was 17 hours and 30 minutes long. Let me repeat how long that is. 17 hours dedicated to criticizing an Ubisoft game that was hyped up and basically involved a lot of lies and disappointments. Man alive. What else has been announced? There's been a Street Fighter game has been announced, and Jason Momoa is going to be in that. Jennifer English was nominated for Best Actress. Jennifer English being the performer as Mael in Clair Obscur Expedition 33. What else caught my attention? Oh yeah. Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, there's Jenova Chen, the creator of Sky and Journey. Oh, is this? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Thanks to my friend Lewis from the Hello Retro channel, I've been really getting into the Resident Evil series, probably more than ever now. I mean, I've been seeing people playing through the Resident Evil 2 remake, um, and you know, being a gamer, I of course know about Resident Evil, but it wasn't until just this past whole year, since October 2024, my friend Lewis from the Hello Retro channel really got me into playing the Resident Evil games, starting with the 1996 classic Resident Evil on the PlayStation 1, and getting me to then play Resident Evil 3 on the PlayStation 1, and recently Resident Evil 2 on the PlayStation 1. I've yet to play any version of Resident Evil 4, and I've heard that the remake of Resident Evil 2 was doing really well. So the remake for 3 wasn't quite good, but I have I do have the Resident Evil 1 remake, which I've heard is the best Resident Evil game ever made. But anyway, the point is, we've been teased about this specific thing all along, and it was right under our noses, but there were leaks anyway. But from what we've seen so far, Resident Evil 9 Requiem is kind of going in the direction of the more upfront horror that Resident Evil 7 and 8 did, which was great. But people sensed there was this cognitive dissonance with the main character, Ethan Hunter, who on the one hand is meant to be a scared out of his pants protagonist, but at the same time a badass action hero. I mean, it's not that you can't have both. It's just that the way they tried to do both offered a bit of cognitive dissonance, especially in Resident Evil 8. But I guess you could say he's just adjusted to the challenge. But if that wasn't enough, he wasn't really much of a personality. But I think from what I understand so far, they've managed to solve this issue in this game. The main protagonist of this game is this investigator who is the daughter of a character that you can play as, from what I remember, in the Resident Evil Outbreak, this game made for the PlayStation 2 back when online options were a thing for the PlayStation 2, which makes me think, man, I mean, the PlayStation 2 online stuff is pretty much dead in the waters at this point. Couldn't they just bring it back? It would certainly be nice to bring some context to this specific game. You know, because people are trying to survive and things like that. Basically, Resident Evil 9 is taking an interesting approach to having a character from Resident Evil Outbreak, to be in Resident Evil Requiem. From what we've been seeing so far, it's taking the more horror-y approach. And interestingly enough, you can choose between first person and third person. It's only recently that Resident Evil 8 allowed you the option of third person. And fun fact, I didn't know Ethan Winters was a blondie like myself. I thought he had dark hair. Silly me. But anyway, the point is, it seems that people are going to get a taste of some action in Resident Evil 9, and in a way that actually works without creating any kind of cognitive dissonance. So we've got the journalist reporter guy, and we got this guy on the scene. That's right, baby! Leon Kennedy is back! With those epic hair flops. Man, he just looks awesome and grizzled, kind of like Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. I think he's aged rather gracefully, like Dick Van Dyke, given the fact that he's been infected previously in previous installments of the series. And check this out. It's been revealed that you get to play as Leon in the game. Oh, man. All right, who's been commenting? Ah, hello, Baron von Boom Boom. Good day, good day. I'm just talking about the Game Awards right now. I have mentioned other recent news regarding the entertainment industry. You feel free to watch back on what I've mentioned to catch up to speed on that sort of thing. But anyway, as for the present moment, I really need to make a video talking about tropes and stuff like that I personally really like in video games, because one particular trope that I really like in video games is when a game allows you to play as different characters with different abilities. It makes for a good variety, and it makes you think of approaching different situations with a different tool set. That's why I like playing as a variety of different characters in games like, say, Team Fortress 2 and Marvel Rivals. That's why I like the range of characters in Sonic Adventure 2. And I mentioned before in my review of the Peter Jackson's King Kong video game that I did for the PlayStation 2. I really like the character variety in that game. You have the horror survival action of playing as Jack the Human, and then you have the contrast of the beat 'em up third person spectacle of King Kong. And both of them have the same end goal of trying to save Anne. I like that. In that King Kong game, you have the first person perspective being quite intimate with Jack in these horrific situations. Then with King Kong, you have the third person perspective, seeing all the spectacle. So I think they've gone for a similar approach here, where you play as one character who does most of the horror surviving, and presumably in the context of this game, does the majority of the investigating and stuff like that. And then you have another character who's just all in on balls to the walls action. I think I really like that approach, especially given the criticism that I'll get you to a moment. Given the criticisms people had towards Ethan Winters as a character, again, it's not that you can't have a character who's both scared out of his or her pants and can also be an action heroine. Obviously, that can be great, but the way Ethan Winters was handled was a bit mismatched. But I think they've managed to address this problem just by having two different characters with two different play styles. Because, and I think this in turn is also a great response to the majority of the different fan bases regarding Resident Evil, because it's kind of divided into those who prefer the more classic horror survival aspects of Resident Evil, like in the classic games, and those who prefer the balls to the walls action that was introduced in Resident Evil 4 with Leon Kennedy. So I think having both a horror survival character and an action horror character, I think that brilliantly addresses that problem and can cater to both sides of the fan base and unite them into the one story. And not to mention, I think it's narratively satisfying in the context of the video game, and again appeals to my fondness for playing as a variety of characters with different skill sets. That you'll have these quiet segments and horrifying segments where you try to survive all these villains, and then you get these moments of satisfaction where you get to play the hero who fights off against the threats. I think that's a great balance there, if you ask me. I think that's a great approach. Do you see the bunch of trailers? Yeah, the Divinity 3 trailer. Hello, Nemo Toad. What did I miss? But will this make you feel like an evil resident? Now, there's the question. There is the real question, my friend. Yes. And yes, given the fact that I watched through the Game Awards shows, wasn't really fond of those trailers. The Divinity 3 trailer, should they really have been showing that trailer to the public in that kind of manner? I mean, it's kind of a cognitive dissonance that on the one hand, you have the usual cameo from the Muppets. This year it was Miss Piggy and the dog. But then in the exact same show, you have something as overtly grotesque as the Divinity 3 trailer. I mean, make up your minds, people. Who are you catering to? You have the universal beloved family characters of Miss Piggy and the dog, but then you have one of the most grotesque things I've ever seen, with like blood and guts and like someone like having public sex and like someone vomiting and then the pigs eat the vomit. Just I mean, people want dark fantasy. Yeah, I mean, I understand there's a market for dark fantasy. I understand people like Berserk and stuff like that. He almost slipped up and said "gayo." That's like that one joke from Tomska, where the letter M doesn't exist. What are you playing, Tom? Just playing video games. Jeff Keighley made a big whoopsie. He's yeah. The hosts of a game show have no relation to trailers being shown. With that logic, they would only show Muppet and kids games, but Muppets are also beloved by adults too. Yeah. I mean, everybody loves the Muppets. Who doesn't love the Muppets? We all love the Muppets. I'm a big Animal fan, so I was really happy to see Animal make a cameo. And last year, Stanford and Waldorf completely roasted the Game Awards show. It was the best part of that show. There's this one line I remember from the two of them where they said, "I heard they nominated DLC for Elden Ring as Game of the Year. That's like giving a lifetime achievement to the pre-order bonuses." Oh! Very few might get that reference. I don't. That's a lie. I just don't think about it much. Yeah. Fair enough. So yeah, I mean, this show clearly wasn't the best. Speaking of slip-ups, okay, it happened fairly early on in the show, actually. Just give me a moment. Where was it? Prepare. There's Miss Piggy. Oh yeah. My friend Squid Bear got. Oh, come on! For crying out loud. Maybe I do need to get my premium stuff sorted out after all. Just silly ads. Just get on with it! Thank you! Okay. Just whilst I'm on topic here, notice that this is clearly Star Wars, but we were thinking, is it the Old Republic? Is it Knights of the Old Republic? And so the title kind of teased us with Star Wars Fate. Of the Old Republic. My friend Squid Bear went crazy with excitement over that because he and many others absolutely adore the Knights of the Old Republic games. I think the Knights of the Old Republic games 1 and 2 are probably the top tier of Star Wars games. So they're very excited, but I think that's going to take a while for that to be released, but we can wait, right? I think it's Knights 3. Really? Knights of the Old Republic 3? Is it really? To be fair, don't we love it when award shows muck up? I guess we do. Can't believe we have to wait 4 years for it. Better than the 10 plus for ES6. Well, ES6. Sorry, what was ES6 again? Sorry, you'll have to type that out for me. I think I've lost track of that one. Anyway, let's see. Where was it? I'm trying to find it. I mean, I could just mention it overtly, but you know, the visual helps. The visual, yes, it was here. Yeah, it was right here. Elder Scrolls 6. Right. Thanks. Before I move on to the next thing, some people, including some mates from like the Evan Prince server, were saying, "Oh, this is it. They're gonna release Half-Life 3," whereas a few others were, including Evan Prince himself, was saying, "No." My memory could be all fuddled in this, but no. We've moved past the Half-Life age. I know we got Half-Life Alyx like a while back, but no, just save yourself the disappointment. It's not happening. You almost went full Goldblum. Never go full Goldblum. What do you mean full on Goldblum? I mean, I went to see Wicked Part 2 at featured Goldblum as the wizard, wizard of this magical land. It's called Land of Oz, and he turns out to be, the whole plot twist of I am your father. Yeah, ha ha ha. So, for more information on that, check out my review on Letterboxd. It was wicked good. I'm sorry. Are we coming back to that for good? Coming back for good. Anyway, I'll just quickly go over my thoughts on Wicked Part 2. I've actually seen the stage theatrical version of Wicked 9 years ago when I visited New York. So I saw it in Broadway. It was quite the experience. So I actually knew the story of Wicked going in. So overall thoughts, like part 1, I think part 1 was a pretty solid adaptation of the theatrical show. I'm more concerned with the actresses. They are not looking. Yeah, something weird is going on with those actresses. They look skinnier than rakes, and they're acting supremely hysterical in interviews, to the point where there's this one embarrassing clip where one of them gets seemingly scared of a helicopter, the other awkwardly goes, "Shoo, go away, helicopter." What have they been smoking? Oh, yeah, he's just looked out for himself. Yeah. Very concerned about the well-being of the actresses, but as for the Wicked movies themselves, they do a great job of portraying the characters in the movies themselves. Although I will say that people seem to enjoy the first half of Wicked in the stage play more than the second half anyway. But even with that said, I much prefer the theatrical version of Part 2 compared to the film adaptation of Part 2, if that makes sense. Because with the theatrical version, they gave themselves more room to laugh at themselves and have more fun with the premise. Not to mention expand a wee bit more on the coinciding with events from The Wizard of Oz, funnily enough. Whereas with the film adaptation, they would seem to be taking it a bit too seriously, and a few things were a bit rushed. Not to mention, as much as I credit Cynthia Erivo for portraying Elphaba, there's just certain parts of the performance where, sorry, Idina Menzel did it better. Sorry. That's Hollywood for you. Weird. They both have lost a lot of weight between movies, and their mannerisms and mental state seemed out of sorts. Maybe they've been trying to keep up with materialistic fashion trends, and it came at the cost of, being skinniest rakes. So, yeah, very concerning stuff. Be on the lookout for them. Hope and pray for them. So anyway, I wanted to talk about this because this year has been utterly embarrassing for best adaptation. I mean, we literally just had the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie come out recently, and that should obviously be the dominating winner of this category, right? Or at the very least, from what I understand at least, the Until Dawn adaptation probably should have won for best adaptation, at least out of all the stuff here. I mean, I haven't seen the Until Dawn movie, but from what I understand, even though it's not as good as the game, it at least portrays events that happen around the game. So that's from what I understand. If any of you have seen the Until Dawn movie, please let me know what it's like, because I'd be curious to hear what it's actually like. I've heard a lot of people didn't really like it that much. But I have seen the Minecraft movie. I made a review for it. And I have seen the first season of the Devil May Cry anime show. I've seen bits and pieces of the other Devil May Cry anime show, but I'm mainly talking about the recent anime adaptation by Netflix. So, hold on a minute. Sorry, just someone else is free. Just checking out something. Sorry. Baron von Boom was just giving me insights on. Oh man. Sorry, Baron's just showed me an image on my Discord server, and Oof. Ooh, the before and after. Oh, that is not a good look. That is not a good look at all. The cast of Wicked during the premiere of Wicked 1 to the left, Wicked to the right, showing off the new Tone's slim physiques. Slim? Critics have slammed the recent thin look, popularly calling it Ozempic chick, but many fans are calling it some. I mean, they look so bony. Are they okay? Anyway, okay, I've already addressed that long enough. All right, I have not eaten. I have played the game, which was eons ago. Right, Zootropolis 2. I actually really liked Zootropolis 2. That was actually a pretty good movie. Yeah, I know. A recent Disney sequel that did not suck. Just as surprised as you were in that regard. Anyway, back to Devil May Cry. With the Devil May Cry show, I was intrigued by the first 2 episodes, but my friend Evan Prince warned me, no, the show sucks. I should have heeded that warning, because by the time the show reached between the sequence between episodes 3 and then onto episode 4, I just completely lost interest. I'll explain to you what happens. Basically, the first 2 episodes are dedicated to showcasing how Dante is this indestructible, self-healing action hero, similar to Deadpool, Wolverine, that kind of self-healing stuff, right? He's like half human, half demon, according to the lore of like Devil May Cry. So they introduced this device that can kill people with that kind of healing capacity. So in the 3rd episode, we very overtly see that Dante is dead. Like, passed on, gone to meet his maker, joined the Choir Invisible. This is an ex-Dante, that kind of dead. But then, the next episode, he revives. And he's alive. And it's described as a miracle of God, but there was no foreshadowing to that moment whatsoever. There was no prior scene of someone praying for Dante. There was no prior scene or something like that of like God or something like that getting involved. There was no foreshadowing, no hint, none of that. Just out of the blue. You were spared. And it just felt so rushed and not explained that well. And it's just the cheapest Deus Ex Machina I've ever seen. And I lost all investment, because if the hero can get revived so easily and so early on, why should I care and get invested with what's going on with the rest of the show? The rest of the show becomes so boring. But then my friend Brooks from Squidbear points out that episode 6 actually got interesting, because it actually takes advantage of different animation styles to use visual storytelling, and the visual storytelling is actually really good. But then it just goes back to being typical slop again. Man alive. So yeah, the Devil May Cry anime was an immense disappointment. And a Minecraft movie, that was it was kind of a movie that was trying to be funny when it wasn't, but at the same time, there are some particular meme-worthy moments, and I gotta admire Jack Black's enthusiasm for the project, because even though a lot of the times he tells jokes that are clearly not that funny, he clearly puts a lot of effort and passion into them. Because if it's Jack Black, he's gonna do it 100%. I credit him for that. Because of that, we get some hilariously spontaneous moments like the lava chicken moment, la 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 lava, chicken, and stuff like that. Typical Jack Black shenanigans. Yes, Jack Black typically sings on the spot. That's who he is. There was a voice actor who made this funny skit of someone just calling in for some computer tech fixation, and he pretends to be Jack Black on the other end of the line and say, "Now punch all the demons out of the PC and you will restore all the system." He's just quite the character. I've heard Splinter Cell Death Watch wasn't that good. I lost invested out after the 4th episode. Did I say that? Wave your hand around. Hey! The Monty is a fight. Yeah. give a sample of Patty Warburton. Oh yeah, Patrick Warburton. Hey, Patrick Warburton's out of the chat. Right. Anyway, Jack Black and Jason Momoa. Yeah, that was during that one flight scene. But anyway, I wanted to go up. The point I'm trying to make here is that the lineup of adaptations are clearly not the best. I mean, the Game Awards have clearly awarded some stuff like that's actually earned it in the past, like with Arcade Season 1, as well as taking the time to advertise the Sonic movies. Sonic 3 probably should have won at one point. It should have. But when they gave the award to The Last of Us Season 2, myself and Brooks the Squid Bear both went, "Are you kidding me?" But what are you complaining about? It's a faithful adaptation of the game. Yeah, a faithful adaptation of a very divisive video game, which involves one of the dumbest death scenes I've ever seen. Like, seriously, have you seen the death of Joel? It's really, really dumb. Oh yeah, let my hips guide you. That's another Jack Blackism. Anyway, so the reason why The Last of Us Season 2 and its source material, The Last of Us Part 2, sucks is because it's very inconsistent and very manipulative with its narrative. I think. Let me describe to you the Joel scene, the death of Joel, just to highlight the point. Obviously, the death of Joel has great narrative potential. Don't get me wrong. It's just that the way it's handled is so stupid. So, for example, the way the scenario goes is that, and I'm gonna say this presupposing you understand the context of the events. So forgive me if you get lost in all this. Abby, that was her name. I'm confusing her with the Attack on Titan character. Abby is on the hunt for Joel for what he did in the previous game. So through a series of events, she and her lackeys come across Joel, and Joel lets himself be surrounded by these people who clearly want to murder him. The Joel from the previous game would never have made a dumb mistake like that. And so then his beloved daughter figure Ellie comes in and witnesses the horrific murder of Joel under the hands of Abby, and then for some stupid reason, Abby leaves Ellie alone as she screams for vengeance. What are you thinking, Abby? What do you think is going to happen? Do you really want to go out in this dog-eat-dog world with the threat in the back of your head of this angry woman potentially going to murder you? Really? And not to mention the circumstances surrounding this particular death scene just seem beyond like coincidental. It's so dumb. And there's multiple scenes like that. And basically the game is trying to give you this, oh, revenge is wrong. Revenge is wrong. Look how you're forcing the player, how we're forcing the player to do all these awful stuff. Oh, revenge is bad. Revenge is bad, bro. So we're seeing Ellie go through this rampage, and there's this cognitive dissonance, what I coin professionally as ludonarrative dissonance. Basically, Ellie spends the entire game from that point onwards killing off all these people left and right and front and center. But on numerous occasions, when she gets the chance to finally kill off Abby, the person that's driving her vengeance-fueled quest, she lets her live. What on earth? What? Why? Like, look, I agree that hate and revenge is wrong, but this narrative is so inconsistent. Like, you're trying to get me to believe that this woman who is going to go so far as to kill all these other people just to get to this one other person to kill like she did with all these other people, and yet when she gets the opportunity, she lets her main target live. Like, what? That's like if you were watching Kill Bill, if the bride didn't kill off Bill. Like, what? It's so dumb. It that gold club has the most character development. Exactly. I haven't actually seen The Last of Us season one. I've heard that season one was actually really good. Even though the way Joel was portrayed was a wee bit questionable. I mean, from what I understand, the season one didn't. It pales in comparison to the actual game itself, but from what I understand, it was still a liked adaptation. Mr. Freeze, revenge is a dish best served cold. Or should we describe that as like Arnold Schwarzenegger? Revenge is a dish best served cold. Oh yeah, there was another highlight in the Game Awards show. They were showing off the trailer for Batman. Sorry, another ad for Batman Arkham. I'm just going to call it Batman Arkham Lego. That's what I'm calling it. And in it, basically, the game itself is presented as a compilation of highlights from any and every interpretation of Batman and his movies and the comics and the TV shows, and even in the previous Arkham Asylum game series. Yeah, I know, right? And for Mr. Freeze, they're having him speak like the Arnold Schwarzenegger impersonation. They're clearly having the time of their lives with that kind of game. And I am so looking forward to seeing it. I'm a big fan of the Batman Arkham series, and I really love the Lego game. So this is just like a match made in heaven for me, basically. Can't exactly remember where it was advertised, but yeah, take my word for it. It was being advertised. There was another question here. Do you think after the fourth Sonic movie, they should reboot the franchise and have it be fully animated? I've noticed that as the series went on, each new installment has gotten more and more in line with the lore of the Sonic franchise. I mean, there was enough intrigue with the first one with the attention to detail with the echidnas from Knuckles' tribe. Although the whole war with the owls seems to be a movie exclusive thing to my knowledge. Obviously got the whole, they went more into the Knuckles' history and the Labyrinth Zone from the games in Sonic 2. Like, people appreciated the Sonic games because they went more into the whole Sonic gamey kind of aspect. And then, of course, with Sonic 3, they adapted one of my all-time favorite games, Sonic Adventure 2, where they went all in with the space called, well, not quite the space, but with the Shadow Project, basically, yes. With the fourth movie, I mean, obviously they're teasing Metal Sonic clones and Amy Rose being on the scene. I honestly don't know what direction the series is going to take, to be honest. I mean, it doesn't seem likely that Jim Carrey will come back as Robotnik. I think he's had a pretty satisfying character arc throughout the trilogy, and we got to see him go full-on Eggman by the time the third movie came along. Not to mention him portraying John Robotnik at the same time. Jim Carrey's brilliant. There was a prequel about the owls. It's called Legend of the Guardian of the Owls. By the world without filmmaker Zack Snyder. Oh, so that's how the owls came to adopt Sonic. No, I'll need to research the intricate Sonic lore. It even has an echidna in it. I foretold you so. Honestly, I don't know what direction the fourth Sonic movie is going to go in. It could go in any direction. Maybe they're going to go in full on like Sonic traveling between the worlds because they got the whole ring concept going on. That's a look juggle I've never heard one. Yep. Anyway, so what other highlights were there in the Game Awards? Oh yes, the Lara Croft reboots. Yes. So Lara Croft is returning to form, if you get what I'm saying. Am I right? Returning to form, get what I'm saying? All right, that's not wink, oh, there's the Lego Batman thing I was looking for, right. Yeah, might as well have Lego Batman as I'm talking about Something completely different, which I've already lost track of. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, Lara Croft. That's right. That's right. Oh, there it is. There's Lara Croft. Yes. There we go. Oh, come on! Right. So, I mean, there have been rumors of like Lara Croft getting a new game. People were kind of skeptical, but from their first look, people were rather pleased that Lara Croft has gotten back to her roots with her main design that made her so popular in the first place, and it's not too excessive. It's just the right kind of character design where she's definitely a woman, she's definitely confident, and she's definitely doing all those acrobatic stunts like she did in her original appearances. And to everyone's surprise, or maybe not everyone's surprise, but certainly to my surprise, not only is it going to be rebooting the classic Lara Croft games, but they're actually going to be releasing 2 Lara Croft games. Let's see, let's just get to the part where, yeah, back to fighting dinosaurs, back to doing all kinds of cool stunts. I actually got the chance to play the first Tomb Raider game for the first time on the Sega Saturn on the Hello Retro channel if you want to give it a watch. So yes, this one, Secrets of Atlantis. Right, there we go. So next year, we're going to be getting Tomb Raider Legacy of Atlantis, which I think is a remake of one of the games, and Tomb Raider Catalyst, which seems to be a newer game they'll be releasing the next again year. So yeah, Tomb Raider fans are going to be quite happy with that. What do you mean, actually a woman? Oh yeah, Breets. That's like a Christian say. Yeah, Lara Croft, as in like the 90s Lara Croft, even made it into a Playboy magazine. Crying out loud. Let's move on before this gets even more questionable. Okay. Yes. Is this the game that? Yes. This is another game that caught my attention. Let's see if we can actually get back to the beginning of this ad because this really caught my attention. Nintendo Switch 2. And when I saw this advert, I thought, ooh. I mean, I've seen a couple of that, and I thought, ooh, anime aesthetics. There seems to be some kind of mixture of Studio Ghibli mixed with like Cowboy Bebop and Dragon Ball. I mean, look at that. It's a faded kind of filter. And look at those cel-shaded graphics. And it seems to be a 2-player game, much like akin to the Split Friction game made by EA not too long ago. And this is apparently going to be a Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive. This game looks really interesting to me. Orbitals, that's what it's called. I really want to play this game. This it's got 80s, 90s anime aesthetic, and I'm quite impressed with games that can capture a certain kind of visuals. I mean, we've become really far in our visual capacity. I mean, it's quite telling that, like stuff like Cuphead can capture like 50s cartoons, and then other games can merge live action with in-game footage, like with the Control and its upcoming sequel. So now we've got this, which is just matching the aesthetics of 80s, 90s era anime. So that's going to be great. Oh yeah, Deadpool's coming to Marvel Rivals. I mean, people have been speculating on that kind of thing for some time, but here he is in his own trench coat, the samurai sword, and the guns. Yeah, people have been very happy with the portrayal of the Marvel characters. It seems that China knows what they're doing when it comes to the portrayals. There's this one YouTuber I know of who's particularly happy with the inclusion of Rogue. No, just be Caddy Senpai. Speaking of Nintendo Switch 2, Kadikarus has recently made another like several hour long video dedicated to a tech demo of the Nintendo Switch 2, and it's so funny. To the animation all in. Yep. 2 girls, 1. They better have Nolan North voicing him. I mean, I was listening closely and I was thinking, is that Nolan North? Let's take a closer look with the sound on. I don't know if it is Nolan North or not. Let's take a closer listen.
In 2026.
Yeah! What's up, Game Awards? It's about time I made Marvel Rivals the most hero-packed shooter ever. But first, some hot redhead is trying to blast my ass a few new holes. Have I got a surprise for her? Woo! Boy, this is gonna be fun. Whoa! Easy now, fellas. I'm the one who set you free. Oh, hey, this was not the plan. All right, you rejects. Get Tyrannosaurus!
I don't think that is Nolan North, is it? Yeah, I thought so. I thought that's not him, so yeah, kind of a missed opportunity. But Nolan North is in the game. Nolan North voiced Rocket Raccoon in Marvel Rivals. Kind of a missed opportunity there. Nolan North, in terms of gaming, has been as synonymous with Deadpool as much as Ryan Reynolds has been synonymous with Deadpool live action. So yeah, kind of a missed opportunity there. But hey, if you can do the character well, I guess that's credible enough. They got a whole wide range of vocal talent on the game. So, yes. Oh, come on! Not again!
Here we go now.
Oh, Formula One. I love that movie. First Light. Evan Prince is very, very, very much looking forward to 007 First Light. So yeah, that's going to be something worth looking forward to. Hold on a minute. Just, bear with me a moment. I just need to address something. Bear with me. It's tough for me to concentrate on. All right. What's that? Yeah, I'll get back to me on that. Right. What else was mentioned during the Game Awards? Claire Obscure Activision 33 rightfully dominated the. Expedition 33 dominated the awards, rightly so. This is the okay, so Imperial Palace. There's a few bits I missed. There's multiplayer game. Oh, hello, what's this? Oh, another stop motion game. Ooh, cool.
What were your names again? Well, I can't call you and can I? I shall give you names. Namey, name or namey? Yes, Naomi. And you, Backboy. Yes, children,
You don't have mouths.
I have a feeling. It's a feeling of destiny. Follow me, Naomi and Bagboy. Destiny awaits.
I've yet to play Harold Hurlingbot. This looks really cool. Getting some little nightmares watching this. Man, this looks really cool. Co-op adventure for two. Another co-op. I could do with more co-op platform adventures. Out of words.
Such a beautiful game that was out of words.
I've yet to hear the musical
co-op game being developed over in Denmark, and it's a great game coming next year. And now I'd like to welcome back an icon, a legend who pushes entertainment forward with each of their new projects. Someone I consider a dear friend and a friend of the show. Please welcome.
Woo! Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for.
I am so sorry. I am so sorry, everyone.
Probably not
but
as good.
I will not.
There's Miss Piggy. There's the dog. There's like 16 wall breaks. Tappity tap, right? Anyway.
Be performing a song this evening. No. So sorry. It's all because of my accompanist. My accompanist. This dog was late, as usual.
Hey, sorry, I lost track of time. I was out taking myself for a walk.
Oh. Same old excuses and jokes.
I didn't get the chance to watch this because it was so late at night. I'm watching it now.
Ha 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 ha. Same old excuses and jokes.
Hey, they liked it. Let's go. It's time for you to sing, Pig.
Sing? Sing what? We haven't rehearsed anything. And where's the grand piano, huh?
Yeah, wouldn't fit in my hatchback. Listen, what are you worried about? You know, we'll just, we'll wing it.
Support your pet's gut
come
on! Full of life.
Wing it?
Sure.
Funnily enough, that was a dog advert. I guess that was meant to be.
Who knows? Maybe it'll all work out. How about, something like this? In a world where gaming games are so exciting, waiting all year long until the time will come. Your turn.
What? I can't just make up any words without some meaning.
Pretty good.
This is stupid. This whole thing is really dumb.
Hey, you got it. So if you're looking for some friends, just stick around. Oh yes, the Game Awards will...
Never let you down?
Good luck.
Excuse me?
As we all now come together across the Great Divide.
Oh, from Tokyo to London, we're all watching side by side.
So if you're looking for some fun, the time is now. Here we go. Oh yes, the Game Awards will never let you down. Yeah, we'll see.
What? It's a night of magic and online chats galore.
Exactly. It's a shame that host Jeff Keighley's such a bore.
All the trailers and some big awards.
Really great. Oh, don't forget about all our friends on Discord.
Oh boy, I'm getting so excited about this wonderful world of gaming.
Well, here's some awesome titles you simply can't ignore.
You mean the names of all the games that I'll be playing?
Yeah, now let's get ready, let's get set, you guys keep score.
Wait a minute!
Oh, there's Mario, Minecraft, Legend of Zelda, Nominee, Donkey Kong, Bonanza, Kingdom Hearts Peak, Shovel Knight, Fortnite, Overcooked, Tomb Raider, and Tomodachi Life, Indiana Jones, Marvel Robinson, Shenmue, Fall Guys, XCOM, Undertale, It Takes Two, and I know you've all been waiting so long for the delayed release of Hollow Knight Silksong.
Glad I didn't have to do that.
2, 3.
So when I'm Princess Peach wearing my super crown.
Oh yes, the Game Awards will always let you down.
Stop it! I can't think of anything
The Game
now.
Awards will always let you down.
The Game Awards
Talk about
will never let you down. The pig just did.
You'll have a place to wear your sparkly gown.
Everyone!
Oh yes, the
Game Awards will never let you down.
The Game Awards!
There we go. The Game Awards will always let you down.
Gotta love them. The Muppets, everybody. Thanks, Miss Piggy and Ralph the dog. It all worked out in the end for them. All right, the Game Awards will be right back after this new look at Duet Night.
Let's see. Another King of Black Caliber. That's the landscape. Let's see. Another horror game.
You broke my blade.
Let's see. Best game direction. Yeah, quite obscure. 2003. And then Capcom was showing off. Oh, it's Mega Man! Mega Man's back again. Nice. Oh, man. Dual override. All right. All right. Probably the year after next year.
It's been Capcom for years. This was the year, and 2027 cannot come soon tonight to show exclusive.
Oh, there's another advert for the Super Mario Brothers movie. Nice.
And I'm gonna be taking my father.
Okay, I don't know how much I'm willing to show this given the copyright stuff like that. Oh, it's just a brief teaser anyway.
Who traverses time?
Team Ninja. Oh, for crying out loud. This seems like Quake or something.
Light belongs to me.
It's not Quake.
Moving in for the attack.
Shield breaker forming.
What is that? What is that? My gosh. All right.
Easy, that's go.
You are these very passions.
And yeah, I saw this end orchestra bit to see what the game of the year was, but of course the music was spectacular. It was absolutely spectacular. Well, nobody tells James Rolfe all this. Hush, hush. So yes, of course, Claire Obscura Expedition 33 dominated the awards, and rightly so. All right. Now, I hate to bring the mood down, but there was something else I wanted to talk about in this live stream. Right. There's some other exciting stuff, and I could go on and on about all the stuff that's been occurring between myself and my friends, and the updates that are going to be happening at their end. But for the sake of the news, there's something else I wanted to bring up. This is regarding the entertainment news anyway, so I'm sorry to bring the mood down, but given what's been happening as of the 15th of December 2025, I've got to address the fact that you should end this the same way Moist Critical ends his videos. I've yet to watch the majority of Moist Critical videos, so I'm going to have to research on that. I'll take that to heart. But anyway, basically, some very shocking events have been happening as of late. Several people have died lately. Firstly, a voice actor by the name of Jim Ward has sadly passed away. He was a voice of a particular character from the Ratchet and Clank series. Let's see what else he was in. Jim Ward. Quark in the Ratchet and Clank series, right. Voiceover career. Oh, he also had a radio career. Ward was the co-host of the Stephanie Miller Show. Okay, right. Let's see. Voiceover career. Voice acting break in 1993. Came with the role of Spider-Man in the video game Spider-Man versus the Kingpin. Went on to play several roles in animation video games, most notably Captain Quark, the Ratchet and Clank franchise, and several voices in the Fairly Odd Parents and Ben 10. Ward played E. Eyemore in Biker Mice from Mars. I remember that show. One season. I think I remember watching the... Was there a rebooted version of that? Biker Mice from Mars. That's what I remember. Let's see. His filmography. Hey Arnold, an announcer in the Rich Guy episode. Let's see. He was in Danny Phantom. He was in My Life's a Teenage Robot. Bruce has got fond memories of that one. Oh, would you look at that? He was the headmaster in the episode called The Headband in Avatar The Last Airbender. He was, let's see, Brain in Justice League Action. He was Sebastian, security guard and worker number 1 and man in Totally Spies. He was George W. Bush in King of the Hill. Let's see. Apparently in the Super Mario Brothers Super Show, he was Patty's dad, Count Dracula, and Dr. Frankenstein. Let's see. Movies. Where was he in? He was in some Casper movies. He was... Oh man, check this out. He was... apparently he was the voice of the River Spirit in the English dub of Spirited Away. The one that went, well done. All right, that was him. Oh, man. All right. Okay. I didn't know that. Okay, so in Cars, he was Roger Wheeler, the Chief Chick, Derek Deckles-Dobbs. I've got to appreciate the actors who can play multiple roles in the same kind of story. He was the billboard announcer in WALL-E. He was in a Ben 10 movie. He's in another Ben 10 movie. Additional voices in Spectrum B2. He was Femur's lawyer in the Dark Knight Returns adaptation. Additional voices Inside Out. Let's see. George Taylor in Superman Red Son. Let's see. Video games. He was Hector Le Mans and Gunnar and Doug in Grim Fandango. People got fond memories of Grim Fandango. Gungan Jailer in Phantom Menace game. Let's see. Captain Quark. He will always be remembered as Captain Quark from what I understand. He was a soldier in Indiana Jones, the Emperor's Tomb. He was Gandalf in the 2003 the PS2 Hobbit adaptation. Pahuta Nuva in the Bionicle game. He was, let's see. Oh my days. He was Alexander Granin in Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. Oh my days again. He was Jack Krauser in Resident Evil 4. Man alive. Be on all of those games. Man, you gotta pat yourself on the back for being in the two of the most highly acclaimed games ever made. Toru Fukushima in Killer 7. He was Commissioner Betters in Fear. Tomb Raider Anniversary, Pierre Dumpont, if I pronounce that correctly. Let's see. He used several roles in a Scooby-Doo show. Let's see. Roadies and Druids in Brutal Legend, the Jack Black game. Scribe in Wolfenstein. Let's see. Dr. Klein, main computer and prototype Autodoc in Fallout New Vegas. Pat yourself on the back for that one. He was Sentinels in Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Let's see. Orsino in Dragon Age 2. The Perceptor in Transformers Fall of Cybertron. People got fun memories of that game. Captain Quark and Soldier in PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. Herr Doctor and Wilhelm Voigt in Metal Gear's Rising Revengeance. Let's see. He was the firefighter Adamson and Officer Williams and Sergeant McAllister in Batman Arkham Knight. He was the local pedestrian population in Red Dead Redemption 2. His last video game role was Ranger in Quake Champions. So yeah, it's quite a varied career there, and obviously he will be deeply missed. He was Gandalf once. Yeah, right. Just addressing the quote down. Thank you. Show some respect. Yeah. Krauser in Resident Evil 4. That's what I found out. But I'm not By the way, I'm not a flashback. I'm just... Yeah. Thought someone close to you had died. I mean, that's inevitably going to happen, and has happened earlier this year, sadly. Speaking of deaths, something that's been in the major headlines as of late. In the news, it's been said that beloved director Rob Reiner and his wife were brutally attacked and stabbed to death. And apparently, from what I understand, the person accused of having killed the two was their own son. Very horrible way to go. And the legacy that Rob Reiner has left behind is that he's made several movies of notable worth. Let's see. He's made the Spinal Tap movie and its sequel. I'm looking at his filmography and I'm just thinking there's something tragically poetic how his career began and ended with the Spinal Tap franchise. He's also made the film adaptation of Stand By Me. I remember reading the book and watching the movie. He's made The Princess Bride, As You Wish. Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. He made When Harry Met Sally. I like what she's having. Oh man, he made Misery. Oh man. A Few Good Men. remember seeing that with my uncle. I want the truth. You can't handle the truth. Oh, the bucket list. Oh, he made the bucket list movie. The bucket list movie. Oh, man. Oh, man. That was quite the movie with Jack Nicholson and Morgan Freeman. He was happy. He's man alive. Man alive. He's, let's see. God and Country. Documentary. Albert Brooks. Shock and Awe. Being Charlie. Well, those are his most significant contributors. Let's see. As an actor, he's been in acting. Let's see. What was he acting in? Helicopter Pilot, uncredited. All right. Max Belfort in Wolf of Wall Street. All right. Fairly obscure acting roles. Let's see. What else has he been in? He was himself in a Simpsons episode. Let's see. Andre the Giant himself in a documentary. Yeah, because he made a film that featured him in it. That makes sense. Right. Reiner and his wife, Michelle 68, were found dead at their home in the Brentwood neighborhood of Los Angeles on December 14th. Their daughter Romy discovered the bodies. Reiner was 78. Los Angeles Fire Department responded to a medical aid call at the residence of approximately 3:38 p.m. Authorities later confirmed that both had sustained fatal stab wounds. Opened a homicide investigation. Official cause and manner of death was pending determination. Announced it was charged the Reiner's son Nick with murder. Authorities noted that Rob and Nick had argued on Saturday evening at a Christmas party hosted by Conan O'Brien. He is being held with no bail, with the case being presented on December 16th. That's tomorrow. Right. What a loss. Actor James Woods, who starred in Ghosts of Mississippi, said he was devastated by this terrible event. Former President Bill Clinton said, Hillary and I are heartbroken by the tragic deaths of our friends. Rob Reiner and Michelle Reiner. Man alive. Former President Barack Obama said he and his wife Michelle were heartbroken. Former Vice President Kamala Harris and a couple of dear friends. President Donald Trump wrote on Truth Social, a very sad thing happened. Man, you got a wide range of people sending their condolences to this guy. Actor director Ben Stiller called the death a huge loss. Comedian Eric Idle described Reiner as a lovely man. Oh, man, Eric Idle from Monty Python. Oh, man. Man alive. That is sad. That is sad. No one should care about what Clinton has to say. I guess. The Simpsons has everybody, including Andy Serkis. Sad thing is, you'll probably be like, doing SMR now. Possibly. Here's the truth. Tom Cruise is crazy. Can't deny that. Also did North, as reviewed by Nostalgia Critic. North, reviewed by Nostalgia Critic. Hold on, let me take another look at his filmography. Let's see. North. Yes, he did. I've actually yet to see that Nostalgia Critic review. What is the premise of North? North, 1994, American comedy drama adventure film, directed by Rob Reiner. Story is based on 1984 novel. Elijah Wood was in it. All right. Never heard of this movie. Bruce Willis narrating. He plays several different roles throughout the film, and a 9-year-old Scarlett Johansson. Oh man, appears briefly in her film debut. All right. Oh man. Huh. Man alive. Siskel and Ebert. Oh, Siskel and Ebert reviewed it. Right. Roger Ebert seemed especially baffled by North, describing Reiner as a gifted filmmaker, Wood as a talented young actor, but deemed North one of the worst movies ever made. Roger Ebert's review of North. I hated this movie. Hated this movie. Hated it. Hated every simpering, stupid, vacant audience insulting moment of it. Hated the sensibility that thought anyone would like it. Hated the implied insult to the audience by its belief that anyone would be entertained by it. Okay, so Rob Reiner hasn't had the clearest record of movies, but at the same time, he did make The Bucket List and The Princess Bride and When Harry Met Sally and Misery and A Few Good Men. So, yeah, he's clearly capable of making good movies. Man, it's so sad to see him pass away like that. All right. I don't think it's tragic. North was not his best work. How did you know? I thought you were a fan. Just one fan. Look, you'd be surprised at the nostalgia critic reviews I haven't seen. I think my favorite nostalgia critic review is probably his one for Quest for Camelot. So what else has been happening? I suppose I could briefly go over just one more tragic event. One more tragic event, then I'm going to need to head off. There was this very tragic shooting that happened in Australia lately. Very horrible stuff. But there is some light in this event. I get the reference. There was this amazing thing that happened during the shooting. From what I've heard, there was a hero who managed to stop the shooter. Man alive, like, it takes a lot of courage to face off against a terrorist like that. Especially when you're coming against a terrorist, because the very definition of the term terror, this is something that a lot of people don't understand, and that I found out lately. There is a difference between terror and horror. Horror is the scary thing happening. Terror is the implication of the scary thing that could happen. So when you say someone causes terror, it means someone's causing a threat. But if someone is causing horror, then they're doing actually horrifying stuff. So the thing about terrorists is that as much as they commit horrifying deeds, they are called terrorists because of what they could do. And fear thrives on what terrorists could do. And the same can be applied to a broad majority of things in life. Fear latches onto the things not hoped for. So it's just so brilliant to see a living example of a man who just puts his foot down and says no and actually saves people's lives. That is amazing. That is literally amazing. And that's the note I want to end off on. Just the fact that as much as there's a lot of tragedies that can happen, human beings are very much capable of truly, truly amazing things. Everybody applaud that hero who managed to prevent all those shootings. Just absolutely brilliant stuff. All right, so that concludes everything I wanted to cover in this live stream. Yeah, I know that it might cause some cognitive dissonance to end such an upbeat live stream on some horrific events that have happened. But at the same time, I'd be disingenuous if I didn't bring it up. So there you have it. So thank you to everyone who got involved in the live stream. Nematode, Baron von Boom Boom, and Double A and Retprod-I2Q. And to any of you who happen to see this live stream later, for whatever reason, thank you so much. If you missed several topics in this live stream, please do feel free to go back just to get the full context of what I was talking about. And always remember, people are capable of doing wonderfully heroic things. We just have to be brave enough to see that kind of thing done. All right, I've reached the 2-hour mark, and with that, I need to go. Thank you all so much for watching. Look forward to more content. Scott Stinker signing out.